Chef Let's fry those tacos. Great job! Let's cut some veggies. Good going! Add the oil, onion, tomato, spice mix, protein, boiled beans. Now mix. Stir, stir, stir. Great job! Let's make guacamole. Lime, garlic, tomato, onion, avocado, cilantro. Mix and mash. Good going! Now, good going! Add toppings to complete your taco. Onion, tomato, corn, purple cabbage, corn, cilantro, jalapeno, cheese, sauces, salsa, placemats. Dig in. So good. Yummy. Wow. Yum. Wow. Yummy. Wow. Yum. Wow. Ramen.
Ha ha ha. Ah. Oh. Shadow matching. Drag the shape to... Nice! You're doing great! So good! Amazing! You matched them all! Perfect fit! You got it! So cool! You completed the whole picture! Toy sort! Place each toy in the box. Oops! Try a different spot. Nice spot! Move the other toys around to... Oops! Try a different spot. Fits perfectly. Oops! Make space by moving the other toys around. try a different spot. You all sorted. You're a super sorter. Little racers. Catch! Drag the bucket left or right to catch. Super!
Yay, yay! Oh! Yay, yay, yay! Oh! Oh!
Good work!
Oh! Oh!
You got it! Music maker. Tap on. Baby John is... Drag the blanket. Switch on the nightlight.
ABC Animal Adventures. Feed the animals. What does a dog eat? Bone. Great job! What does a cow grass? Amazing! What does a hippopotamus leaves? Excellent! What does a panda eat? Bamboo. Great job! What does a lion meet? Way to go!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a crocodile twigs meet? Well done! What does a cat eat? Fish! Way to go! What does a bear eat? Honey! Awesome! What does a mouse eat? Cheese! Well done! What does an elephant eat? Leaves! Awesome!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a bee eat? Flower. Awesome! What does a fish eat? Worms. Excellent! What does a frog eat? Bug. Amazing! What does a giraffe eat? Twigs. Excellent! What does a horse eat? Apple. Excellent!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Super! What does a monkey eat? Banana. Excellent! What does an ostrich eat? Flower. Super! What does a parrot eat? Chili. Super! What does a penguin eat? Squid. Awesome!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a pig eat? Corn. Well done! What does a rabbit eat? Carrot. Amazing! What does a squirrel eat? Acorn. Great job! What does a zebra eat? Twigs. Amazing! What does a dog eat? Bone. Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a cow eat? Grass. Well done! What does a hippopotamus? Leaves. Super! What does a panda eat? Bamboo. Way to go! What does a lion eat? Meat. Well done! What does a crocodile meat? Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a cat eat? Fish. Excellent! What does a bear eat? Honey. Great job! What does a mouse eat? Cheese. Excellent! What does an elephant eat? Leaves. Well done! What does a bee eat? Flower. Way to go!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a fish eat? Worms. Super! What does a frog eat? Bug. Amazing! What does a giraffe? Twigs. Super! What does a horse eat? Apple. Super! What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Amazing!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a monkey eat? Banana. Excellent! What does an ostrich eat? Flour. Great job! What does a parrot eat? Chili. Super! What does a penguin eat? Squid. Amazing! What does a pig eat? Corn. Great job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a rabbit eat? Carrot. Super! What does acorn? Way to go! What does a zebra eat? Twigs. Great job! What does a dog eat? Bone. Awesome! What does a cow? Grass. Excellent!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a hippopotamus eat? Leaves. Awesome! What does a bamboo? Amazing! What does a lion eat? Meat. Super! What does a crocodile? Meat. Awesome! What does a cat eat? Fish. Good job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a bear eat? Honey. Way to go! What does a mouse? Cheese. Well done! What does an elephant eat? Leaves. Super! What does a bee eat? Flour. Great job! What does a fish? Worms. Excellent!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a frog eat? Bug. Super! What does a giraffe? Twigs. Excellent! What does a horse eat? Apple. Good job! What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Well done! What does a monkey eat? Banana. Well done!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does an ostrich? Flour. Well done! What does a parrot? Chili. Super! What does a penguin? Squid. Well done! What does a pig eat? Corn. Amazing! What does a rabbit? Carrot. Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a squirrel? Acorn. Awesome! What does a zebra eat? Twigs. Super! What does a dog? Bone. Excellent! What does a cow? Grass. Great job! What does a hippopotamus? Leaves. Great job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a bamboo? Great job! What does a lion eat? Meat. Awesome! What does a crocodile eat? Meat. Way to go! What does a cat eat? Fish. Amazing! What does a bear? Honey. Well done!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a mouse cheese? Super! What does an elephant leaves? Way to go! What does a bee eat? Flower. Super! What does a fish eat? Worms. Good job! What does a frog eat? Bug. Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a giraffe eat? Twigs. Well done. What does a horse eat? Apple. Well done. What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Great job. What does a monkey eat? Banana. Super. What does an ostrich eat? Flower. Good job.
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a parrot chili? Super! What does a penguin eat? Squid! Well done! What does a pig eat? Corn! Excellent! What does a rabbit eat? Carrot! Super! What does a squirrel eat? Acorn! Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a twigs? Well done! What does a dog eat? Bone! Awesome! What does a cow eat? Grass! Well done! What does a hippopotamus eat? Leaves! Good job! What does a panda? Bamboo! Good job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a lion eat? Meat! Great job! What does a crocodile